more money. Tranquilli's remarks were allegedly made about a black juror in a drug case where the defendant was acquitted. The judge allegedly referred to the female who wore a head wrap as Aunt Jemima. New NAACP Executive Director Kelly Ware.
Oh Lord, this is hysterical, man. This is hysterical. This is why niggas ain't never gonna get ahead. Look these niggas, the NAACP, is this what the NAACP is for? They ain't got nothing better to do. The fuck?
Tranquilli's remarks were allegedly made about a black juror in a drug case where the defendant was acquitted. The judge allegedly referred to the female who wore a head wrap as Aunt Jemima. New NAACP Executive Director Kelly Ware Sebron says the use of stereotypes in the alleged remarks is in itself disturbing.
Obviously terrifying.
See, I will listen to this sister. Can anybody guess why I will actually listen to this sister? I will give this sister the time of day. I will listen to her whine about this bullshit. Can anybody tell me why? He said because she likes getting cat dog. Y'all stupid, man. Y'all dumb as shit. What's up, Cornelius, man? Y'all dumb as shit. Nah, man, because she got natural hair, man. She got natural hair. If you gonna be bitching and moaning about somebody calling somebody ancient mama, you need to have natural hair, man. You need to have natural hair. If you gonna be bitching and moaning, he called the juror Aunt Jemima. Especially if she had on a fucking wig, a fucking rat head wrap. If you gonna bitch and moan about that, don't come in here with no fucking weave.
Tranquilli's remarks were allegedly made about a black juror in a drug case where the defendant was acquitted. The judge allegedly referred to the female who wore a head wrap as Aunt Jemima. New NAACP Executive Director Kelly Ware Sebron says the use of stereotypes in the alleged remarks is in itself disturbing.
Obviously terrifying to hear that a judge would feel that their views seem to be so deeply held that that's what they feel comfortable saying in a room full of other attorneys.
Ware Sebron, an attorney herself, is troubled the female was a juror, not on trial, not accused of anything.
This woman, she didn't even have a horse in the fight, right? She showed up for jury duty. She's doing her civic duty.
Ware Sebron and NAACP Pittsburgh President Richard Stewart Jr. are happy that a thorough review of Tranquilli appears to be underway. They hope an investigation looks into his time on the bench and as an assistant district attorney prior to his 2013 election.
Check thoroughly, maybe even talk to some of the witnesses that were on cases when he was in the DA's office to see how they were addressed, or picking a jury back then. He needs to be corrected.
That nigga look like Uncle Phil. Oh shit, that is.
Should put in check, and if taken off the bench, if it needs to be.
Look, they always want somebody to lose their fucking job. These niggas always want somebody to lose their job. He called her Aunt Jemima. She had a damn head wrap on. He called her Aunt Jemima. So the fuck what?
Jury back then. He needs to be corrected, should put in check, and if taken off the bench, if it needs to be.
Left a message with Judge Tranquilli's office this afternoon, did not hear back. We're live tonight. David Kaplan, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Uncle Phil ain't playing. Uncle Phil want that white man to be just like most niggas, unemployed. You want to talk about us? Now you want to live like us. The nightly news with Arc Nation News you can choose.
Why do so many people choose Metropolitan Window Company? For one, we're a hometown family-run business
With more than 40 years of experience,
And we're the home of the Infinity for Marvin fiberglass window.
The strongest, longest-lasting, best insulating window you can buy.
A SWAT situation in Washington Township, Westmoreland County, ends with one man in handcuffs. Police say they were serving a search warrant for drugs at the home on Edgewood Drive. Now, after a brief search, police say they found heroin packaged to sell, suspected cocaine, a gun, a couple $1,000s in cash as well. Police took 29-year-old Keith Banachar into custody. He's charged with several drug offenses and also endangering the welfare of children.
All right, man. Oh, man. Let's see what they talking about. Let's see a good story, man. Let's see a good story, man. Hit the like button, everybody, because we back. Yeah, every time we start the stream back up, y'all got to hit the like button again.
I'm attorney David Schrager. If you or a loved one have been charged with a crime, you may be in for the fight of your life. Well, don't be scared. Be prepared.
His daughter and 7 other people continues to send shockwaves around the world. All 9 people on board that helicopter killed after it crashed Sunday in California.
tonight's game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers postponed out of respect for the Lakers organization, which of course Kobe played for 20 seasons.
Holding on for tonight, the local girls basketball community returning to the court tonight with heavy hearts, admiring the way Kobe advanced the game for his daughter Gigi and all girls and women.
There's a lot of people that didn't realize how much he was trying to impact women's basketball.
Jamal Woodson is the director of Slam Basketball, the tragic news deeply affecting his Pittsburgh AAU family, the same basketball network Kobe and his daughter Gigi were a part of.
We take planes, we've been in private jets, we take, cars everywhere, and it's just like, you're always together as a family. Your basketball team's your family. So when you're losing someone like that, someone that you looked up to your entire life, it really hits home.
So many families admiring Kobe's relationship with his daughter Gigi.
There's so many clips
Why didn't they focus on this? Why didn't Gail focus on this? Why did her monkey ass have to talk about some shit from 20 years ago? This was such a great story. You could have talked about him and his daughter in women's sports. They want to go dig in the trash. Dig around in the trash with no gloves on. And then what Gail basically did, Gail went digging around in the trash with no gloves on and fucking pricked her finger on a needle. She pricked her finger on a needle and now she mad.
see of him talking to his daughter, like really explaining the game, on the court, sitting front row, just explaining, not just being like, a fan, but being, really into it as a coach and as a father too.
The image of father and daughter sharing their love for basketball very much on the minds of everyone here at Baldwin High School.
It's so sad. There are no words.
Mount Lebanon High School girls coach Dory Oldacker appreciates how Kobe Bryant used this platform to elevate the women's game, a superstar honoring the integrity of the game.
Basketball is a team sport. Being a great teammate, being a great sportsman. He was the fiercest competitor. We want our kids to be the fiercest competitors, but have great sportsmanship like Kobe.
The way he lived his life, the way he played the game, how he went about his business in such a professional sense, I think sets a good example for all the youth in our country.
Tonight we've learned the helicopter that crashed did not have a cockpit voice recorder, nor did it have a flight data recorder. The National Transportation Safety Board says the helicopter did have an iPad, the pilot using it for flight and weather information. Investigators say they are confident they'll figure out why that helicopter crashed. And take a look.
Damn, man. It's so stupid shit, man. Oh, man. Damn. Give me another city, man. Give me another city, man. Let's see what these motherfuckers is doing, man. The Nightly News, Rock Nation News, you can choose the only interactive news program on YouTube. If you'd like to support the channel, you can support the channel via PayPal or via the Super Chat. Man. You say St. Louis, man. The Lou. We ain't been to the Lou in a minute, man. The Lou, we miss you, the Lou. We got the Lou, man. The Lou, yo.
I had abscesses in between my legs. When I finally got a diagnosis of HS, I felt I had a place to go for the first time.
Authorities say a Metro East woman was running an online boutique where she was selling stolen merchandise from her basement. Tonight, she's behind bars after pleading guilty in a separate stealing case. Fox 2's Chris Renier is live.
Give me a race on the perp, y'all. Smash or pass first. Y'all terrible. Smash or pass. Give me a race on the perp, man.
Authorities say a Metro East woman was running an online boutique where she was selling stolen merchandise from her basement. Tonight, she's behind bars after pleading guilty in a separate stealing case. Fox 2's Chris Renier is live in Chesterfield with the amazing pictures of what was found.
Sandy, good evening to you. Authorities discovered all kinds of merchandise and a lot of it. Detectives here at the Chesterfield Police Department were big players in this case tonight. Investigators say the key suspect hit most all of the retail areas here in Chesterfield.
On that search warrant, we seized 414 items.
Those 414 items are all laid out in these pictures. Sergeant Keith Ryder with the Chesterfield.
This bitch stole all this shit. This bitch stole. Look at all that shit that bro stole. That shit look like a Foreman Mills, man. Look at all that shit she stole. Now tell me this: if she go into a store and the security guard start following her around, what she gonna say? What's she gonna say? The reason the security guard following her around for? She gonna be like, she gonna say the security guard racist. Look at all this shit this bitch stole.
That search warrant, we seized 414 items.
Those 414 items are all laid out in these pictures. Sergeant Keith Ryder with the Chesterfield Police Department says the pictures show some $20,000 worth of stolen merchandise. The items were all seized at the East St. Louis home of 29-year-old Tawana Trotter during a police search last November.
Tawana Trotter. Tawana Trotter.
The items were all seized at the East St. Louis home of 29-year-old Tawana Trotter during a police search last November. Ryder says Trotter and others stole the merchandise from many areas, including Chesterfield. Then Trotter would try to sell it on Facebook Live.
She basically had a boutique set up in her basement where she would advertise what she had and show them on the live video, and I guess for people to come and buy those products for her. I described it as QVC of stolen clothes. I mean, she had things set up and things she was planning on selling that day.
Ryder said
The homeboy, what was that shit that Living Color had? Salute, Dublin. Salute, man. Thank you for the donation. What was that shit that in Living Color? Anybody remember? Was that the Homeboy Shopping Network? What was that shit? Mo money. What was that shit they had in Living Color? The Homeboy Shopping Network. I think that's what they called it. More money. Yo.
his detectives would actually watch Trotter's Facebook Live sessions to see what she was selling.
The products that they observed she was selling.
So the cops was watching her on Facebook Live. She had her own QVC. She had a fucking... She had her own home shopping network, man. On Facebook Live, man. They gave you niggas the internet, man. They need to take the internet from you niggas. You niggas don't know what to do with it, man.
Ryder says his detectives would actually watch Trotter's Facebook Live sessions to see what she was selling.
The products that they observed she was selling, we were able to trace back to actually stolen from retail areas in Chesterfield as well as throughout St. Louis County and also as far as Osage Beach.
Ryder says Trotter has a history of arrests in Chesterfield for retail thefts. In fact, he calls her a professional shoplifter. Thursday, Trotter pled guilty and was sentenced to 4 years in prison for cases including a 2018 theft at this Chesterfield Walmart.
That bitch stole so much shit, she got 4 years. Man, she should have moved to New York, man. She'd be out. She got 4 years for stealing. That bitch was... Do you understand how hard it is to get 4 years for stealing?
Retail crime, it's not a victimless crime. It's going to drive the prices up. There's a lot of other issues with the retail crime, and so we really wanted to put a stop to it because she was really hitting the St. Louis area hard.
Ryder says the case at Trotter's home is still under investigation tonight by authorities in Illinois. We're told at this point no charges have been filed yet in connection with that search and seizure. For now, live in Chesterfield, Chris Renier, Fox 2 News. Thanks.
It probably took her 1 week to get all that shit. She was out here stealing. She was out here doing it big, man. More money.
I, George Washington,
this President's Day weekend,
do solemnly swear
witness the true story
that I will faithfully execute the office of President
behind an American legend.
He did walk away from power to preserve.
You could have been king.
Protect.
But that was not him.
And defend.
He wasn't interested in power.
The Constitution of the United States.
He had power. Washington, a 3-night miniseries event, premieres February 16th at 8.
That's racist.
Woman's quick thinking helps police track down a... Woman's quick thinking helps police track down a St. Louis road rage suspect.
Yeah, police say that he pointed a gun, so she pointed her cell phone. Fox 2's Andy Banker has the story, all new at 6.
Police say the woman started taking pictures and came away with incriminating evidence from the scene near Jefferson and Shenandoah in South St. Louis. Photos of the 41-year-old suspect Daniel Johnson's car and license plate. Police say her specific description of the handgun he pointed at her matched the one he had on him when police tracked him down. Police say Johnson grabbed his handgun and pointed it at the woman, mouthing the words, "I could kill you." Well, she grabbed something of her own, her cell phone, and she started snapping away. Residents say road rage is becoming more and more of an issue, even for those who are not driving.
Especially when you're a pedestrian, you were walking and you don't know that these people got road rage, and all of a sudden,
Smash your pass, man. Smash your pass, yo.
Walking and you don't know that these people got road rage, and all of a sudden, a guy, he was fighting this woman, they was having road rage issues, and I guess she went to block him or something like that, and they started chasing each other up and down this street and everything, so it's kind of scary.
Johnson has been charged with unlawful use of a weapon, a felony. He's just been ordered released after 2 weeks in jail upon posting 10% of a $10,000 bond. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
That nigga did 2 weeks in jail. Oh man, let's see this shit. Oh fuck. The Nightly News with Ock Nation, news you can choose. The only interactive news program on YouTube, Dateline St. Louis.
Years ago, a massive earthquake killed tens of thousands of people in Haiti. Several St. Louisans spent months helping those victims.
Others from our area have spent decades in Haiti, including a former Washington University pediatrician with a mission to help hungry children.
Give me a race on this pediatrician that went to Haiti to help hungry children. Give me a race. I need a race on this person that went to Haiti to help hungry children.
10 years ago, a massive earthquake killed tens of thousands of people in Haiti. Several St. Louisans spent months helping those victims.
Others from our area have spent decades in Haiti, including a former Washington University pediatrician with a mission to help hungry children. Our Casey Nolan met her in Haiti after the earthquake. 10 years later, Casey went back to see how Dr. Patricia Wolf is making a difference where so many have failed.
If she wanted it, Dr. Patricia Wolf could have an easier commute.
You had a pretty comfortable life in St. Louis. What made you come to Haiti and dedicate this many years?
You know, when I was 12, I decided to be a missionary doctor.
Instead, she built a successful career as a WashU pediatrician and a family. But when her kids reached about the same age as she was when she first dreamed of mission work, a conversation with them reminded her of her calling.
You have more than 99.9% of the people in the world. Oh, they didn't believe it. I go, we're going to Haiti.
That first trip was 1988, and turns out was not.
Look at how these
just
niggas live down
We're going to
there.
Haiti.
That first trip.
Look at how these niggas live down there. Trash everywhere.
Trip was 1988, and turns out was not just for her kids.
We were all changed forever. I mean,
Shit.
hard to talk about it still.
Dr. Wolf quickly realized her medicine wasn't doing much good if the kids she was treating had nothing to eat. She started a nonprofit and built a factory in a converted home in Haiti and shifted her focus to making a highly nutritious peanut butter-based supplement for starving children.
I have to be rescued as soon as possible. And somebody's.
Wow. They can't even feed themselves down there. And black people talk about we want our own country, right? How many of y'all hear black people always talking about we need our own country? We need our own country. Hit one if you would want to live in if America just, let's just say they gave black people California. They said, all right, all you black people, you want your own country? We give you one of them states out west, one of them big box states out west, and y'all can have your own country. How many of y'all would want to live there? Hit one if you would want to live there.
Nothing to eat. She started a nonprofit and built a factory in a converted home in Haiti and shifted her focus to making a highly nutritious peanut butter-based supplement for starving children.
I have to be rescued as soon as possible, and somebody's got to do it.
Not long after the 2010 earthquake in Haiti, Dr. Wolf gave up her practice in St. Louis to focus on a brand new factory in Haiti. Today, her organization, Meds and Food for Kids, can make 300 times more product in 1 month as they used to make in an entire year. But the process for MFK doesn't start in the factory. Instead, it begins on local peanut farms once thought incapable of producing a high-quality crop.
Look at how many people that are working effectively, and how many farmers are able to source peanut from.
MFK not only employs Haitians, but teaches local farmers how to grow better.
So basically, they ain't had none of this shit till this white lady left her. She left her job. She had a great job. She had her own medical practice. If this white lady wouldn't have left her great life in America, owning her own medical practice, if she had not left that to go down to Haiti, these niggas wouldn't have shit.
Better peanuts so they're capable of producing a high-quality crop.
Look at how many people that are working at the factory, and how many farmers are able to source peanut from.
MFK not only employs Haitians, but teaches local farmers how to grow better peanuts so they can use local ingredients.
We Haitian consider MFK as a very good thing, one of the best things that happened to us doing.
Pro-blacks gonna use the excuse, man, they ain't ADOS, man. Man, they be talking about us. Haitian people be talking about us, man. They be talking shit about us, man. It's calling us lazy and criminals and shit, man. That's what that's why pro-blacks ain't gonna do it. They gonna find a reason. They gonna find a reason not to do it.
The last decades.
So this is to prove not just the farmers that you rely on for your source of peanuts, but the peanut industry in Haiti.
The public health of the people consuming the peanuts.
And in a country where tens of thousands of
niggas ain't shit. Okay? Nigga, you talking about somewhere an actor and a fucking an athlete? Them niggas ain't shit. Them niggas buying chains and shit. Buying fucking Rolexes and shit. And cars.
Children are malnourished. Today, MFK estimates its peanut butter has helped nearly 250,000 kids.
What does that sound like when you hear yourself say it?
Well, it's kind of hard to believe, actually.
Especially in a country where so many promises to help haven't come through.
And then plus, look at these kids. These kids black as shit. These little black ass kids, man. Them niggas don't give a fuck about them kids.
This is quite the legacy. Are you proud of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm just the maestro of the orchestra. It's all those players that were important in making the song.
And they're doing something that very few operations of any kind in Haiti can say. MFK is actually exporting Haitian-made medical peanut butter.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna kill her down there. I think if she did this shit in the hood in America, they would kill her ass. But I don't think they gonna kill her in Haiti, man. I think they starving, man. Like, the local gangs probably like, yo, anybody touch her, we gonna kill your whole family. This bitch feeding our babies. We can't even feed our own kids. She feeding our babies, man. Better not nobody do nothing to her.
Or Medica Mamba, as the locals call it. They sell it to other nonprofits around the world. They raise money that way to help run the factory, and then donations, most of which are from St. Louis, pay for the material, the product.
Yeah, the Clintons was supposed to do some shit like this, but they stole all the money. The Clintons stole all the money. The Clintons had way more money than this lady had. Clintons couldn't help that shit. They was like, Clintons just was like, fuck that shit. We keeping this shit. Clintons was like, man, we keeping this shit. Fuck that shit. Clinton's got like $10 million to go down there and help them people in Haiti. They said, man, shit, man, fuck that.
They then give away in Haiti.
I love this story. I mean, this is so cool to see this local connection. And you said about 250,000 kids she's helped in Haiti.
Yes.
But as far as the exporting, how many does she think she's helped?
They're looking at over 400,000, more than 400,000 kids whose lives they've potentially saved with this peanut butter around the world.
Yeah, 10
Your story
billion.
last night and today, there really is this St. Louis Haiti connection that's really making a difference.
A lot of it, Kyle McClellan, the former Cardinal, he does a lot of work there. There are a lot of organizations that nobody really knows too much about.
So they said Kyle McClellan, a former St. Louis Cardinal, does a lot of work there. Can somebody give me a race on Kyle McClellan? Is that a brother?
About that they have a very genuine and long invested interest in this country and the people.
And you were
shedding
saying,
some light.
yeah, it's so just a little bit of money down there goes such a long way. So if people donate, they can buy a lot of things.
You heard that? A little bit of money goes a long way. So you don't need a whole bunch of money to help them people down there. You go down there with $1,000 and feed you go down there with $1,000 and feed 5,000 people for a week. Let's see, Kyle McClellan. They say this guy goes down there too and helps a lot. Yep, redhead, goddamn Irish. Goddamn Irishman. Going down there to help them fucking. What? Who is that asked me why don't athletes help out? See, athletes are helping out. Who was that asked that question? Somebody in the chat asked me why don't athletes help out? Rico. Yeah, Rico. You said why don't athletes are helping out, man. Look. Did you mean what, black athletes, or were you talking about black athletes? Or were you just talking about athletes in general? Yeah. You said let's put some money together for Becky. Yeah. See, athletes are helping them little black ass kids in Haiti. You must have meant black athletes. Duh, ain't no black athletes helping out shit. They up here kneeling, talking about police brutality and shit. Niggas up here acting like they fucking oppressed and shit, kneeling for oppression. Oh man, these are a joke, man. They're being kneeling for oppression. They being oppressed. Them niggas being oppressed, man. Meanwhile, who remember the story we did the other day on the cheerleading team that got the donation from the white supremacists? Who remember that story? Hit one if you remember that video we did the other day. The evil racist white man gave those girls that donation.
A knockdown fight in the middle of the basketball court. A cheerleading season. A knockdown fight in the middle of the basketball court. A cheerleading season canceled. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Thank you for joining us. The East St. Louis cheerleading team is benched for their role in this fight. Our Jenna Barnes talked to the man who recorded the video and learned he's coming to the girls' defense.
That videographer tells me the cheerleading team should have been at tonight's girls' basketball game, but because of that brawl he captured, the team is suspended for the rest of the school year. At Saturday night's basketball game, the East St. Louis Flyers versus the Trinity Catholic Titans, the two cheerleading teams performed dueling routines until those cheers turned into chaos. The adults in the room were hardly able to break up the fight. Some of the students ended up on the ground. Behind the camera was Larry Duncan Allen.
This one video got more hits than all my games put together.
He shoots most East St. Louis games for his company, City of Champions TV. Thursday, the East St. Louis superintendent announced the rest of the cheerleader season is canceled, saying the team didn't meet the standard of safety set for students and athletes.
We expect our kids to behave better than we do.
Larry is coming to the girls' defense.
In East St. Louis, we just want to condemn our kids for any little wrong they do and forget about the good that they've done. These girls has carried themselves with class all year long, and with one problem, they suspend the rest of their season.
What do y'all think about what he said? What do you think about this brother said? I mean, you got massive murder, rampant crime, children. Y'all remember all the kids that get killed, hit by stray bullets in St. Louis. And these kids get in one little fight and their season gets suspended. What do y'all think about that? I mean, he kind of makes a good point. Like, I mean, the murder is off the charts in St. Louis. Like, if St. Louis only really has like 400,000 people, man. St. Louis is not a big city, but the crime numbers are like a city that had millions of people. They have a murder rate like a city with millions of people. So these girls get in a fight, and now their season over, and now what these girls gonna do? Go get pregnant? Yeah, St. Louis only has 318,000 people, but they have a murder rate like a city with 2 million people. Who here think that they hit one if you think their season should be suspended for this? Hit two if you think that they should not have been suspended.
East St. Louis, his company, City of Champions TV. Thursday, the East St. Louis superintendent announced the rest of the cheerleader season is canceled, saying the team didn't meet the standard of safety set for students and athletes.
One for suspended, two for not suspended.
Larry is coming to the girls' defense.
In East St. Louis, we just want to condemn our kids for any little wrong they do and forget about the good that they've done. These girls has carried themselves with class all year long, and with one problem, they suspend the rest of their season.
We're also hearing from the Archdiocese of St. Louis in response to the Trinity team's behavior. They say they're confident school leadership is taking the steps necessary to make sure this never happens again. In East St. Louis, Jenna Barnes, 5 on your side.
2 years ago, you might remember, the East St. Louis boys
Damn. Listen.
track
In East St. Louis, Jenna Barnes, 5 on your side.
2 years ago, you might remember, the East St. Louis boys track team season was suspended because of a brawl in the stands.
Well, one thing's for sure. My opinion on this is, one thing's for sure. When you got, somebody find me a clip of a bunch of white girls, white cheerleaders fighting. Somebody find me a clip of a bunch of white cheerleaders fighting.
No finish lines.
Cadence is still.
Can anybody find me a clip of a bunch of white cheerleaders fighting? They were doing dueling routines. So they were on some what's that movie used to be a Bring It On. They was doing Bring It On. They were doing their Bring It On shit. And they started fighting. Listen. They was doing Bring It On, man. But there wasn't no fighting in Bring It On. There wasn't no fighting. There wasn't no fighting. It was just they were battling they were battling with their routines. They weren't fighting. Yeah, like niggas bring violence into everything. Like look at Gabrielle Union. What's up, Becky? Said, nah, white girls will just find a sneaky way to call you fat or flirt with your boyfriend. Right. I'm not saying that the white girls are innocent, but you're not seeing no fighting. Like a brawl, that was a massive brawl. That was a massive brawl. So I think we all agree that they should have been suspended. I think they could have suspended them without, because now their season is over and now they got to go back to St. Louis. And they don't have practice. They don't have nothing to occupy their time. All they got to do is be around the hood. That's why I feel bad. But yeah, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I feel bad, man, for those girls, man. I used to take my niece to cheerleading practice every couple of days and pick her up. Them girls worked hard, man. They worked hard, man. Them girls work hard. Like, them routines are not easy, man. I feel bad, man. He said they can get part-time jobs at strip clubs. Oh, man. You foul, man. These young... Yeah, I think this is a good... My thing is, niggas don't learn lessons. How many of y'all can understand hit one of you understand what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to teach them a lesson by suspending them. Like, this is what happens when you fight. The problem is niggas don't learn lessons like that. Like, niggas, the way our minds work, we don't learn lessons like that. Like, you lock a nigga up and think, oh, well, he's learned his lesson. Nah. Our brains don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't learn lessons from shit like that. That's why I think if they think they're trying to teach them a lesson, they're not going to get it like that. They're not going to learn a lesson from this shit. Gabrielle Union, scrumptious, man. Man, young Gabrielle Union. Whew. She old now. I'd have took her when she was younger. Oh man. You said you take her now still? What city was that you wanted? Let me see, what city was that we were supposed to go to next? Memphis, man. Memphis, man. Nightly News with Our Nation, news you can choose. The only interactive news program on YouTube. Hit the like button. Dateline Memphis, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. These niggas, man. Oh, shit. Man arrested for Memphis Walmart shooting. You don't even ask. You already know. You already know. You already know. Don't ask, nigga. You already know.
This man, a suspect in the Walmart shooting earlier this week. Memphis police arrested 40-year-old James Earl Smith this morning.
As a matter of fact, we have surveillance video. In this video, you can see investigators say it shows the moment Smith turned and fired shots at two people who attacked him inside the Walmart store off Hickory Hill Road. Fox 13's Kirsten Garris was at Walmart the night of the shooting and continues our coverage tonight. Kirsten, police were looking for Smith for almost 2 days.
Yep, and take a look at this picture. That is his mugshot for James Earl Smith. And police, and all the time when you see us here on Fox 13, we're almost constantly telling you
Why she bashing black men, man? Why she bashing black men, trying to make black men look bad? She ain't no better than Gail, man. She trying to make a nigga look bad, man.
It's every other story. Yep, and take a look at this picture. That is his mugshot for James Earl Smith. And police, and all the time when you see us here on Fox 13, we're almost constantly telling you almost every other story. If you have information, call Crime Stoppers. If you have information that can lead to an arrest, and Memphis police say that's exactly what happened in this case. Memphis police say this is the man responsible for shooting inside a Walmart this week and causing chaos inside the store.
In the moment, I wasn't scared. I was just shocked because I never been that close in proximity to gunshots.
Police arrested 40-year-old.
That nigga look like motherfucker. He look like an old 80s basketball player. That nigga look like motherfucking. Who the fuck that nigga look like? Motherfucker Jerome Kersey or some shit.
Felon James.
That nigga look like. That nigga look like. That nigga look like fucking Thurl Bailey or some shit. Right, Buck Williams. That nigga look like Buck Williams. If he had some goggles, that nigga would definitely look like an 80s basketball player.
Memphis police say this is the man responsible for shooting inside a Walmart this week and causing chaos inside the store.
In the moment, I wasn't scared. I was just shocked because I never been that close in proximity to gunshots.
Police arrested 40-year-old felon James Earl Smith Thursday morning after someone called in a
40-year-old felon. You see how they try to slip that in there?
Tip about him. Man responsible for shooting inside a Walmart this week and causing chaos inside the store.
In the moment, I wasn't scared. I was just shocked.
Right, that nigga lying like shit, talking about he ain't never been around gunshots like that. That nigga lying like a motherfucker. That nigga, what the fuck is he even lying for? Nigga, you lying like shit, boy.
Because I never been that close in proximity to gunshots.
Police arrested 40-year-old felon James Earl Smith Thursday morning after someone called in a tip about him to Crime Stoppers. He's charged with reckless endangerment, aggravated assault, and a felon in possession of a weapon. In this case, MPD says Smith's actions wouldn't be considered self-defense.
James Smith is a convicted felon, and by law, he is prohibited from possessing a firearm. When Smith chose to arm himself,
prohibited, nigga. This nigga said he's prohibited.
He was involved. James Smith is a convicted felon, and by law, he is prohibited from possessing a firearm.
Why these? God damn it. They be giving the wrong niggas these leadership positions. This nigga can't even talk.
Assault and a felon in possession of a weapon. In this case, MPD says Smith's actions wouldn't be considered self-defense.
James Smith is a convicted felon, and by law, he is prohibited from possessing a firearm. When Smith chose to arm himself, he was in violation of the law.
Even though they use active shooter protocols while responding to the Walmart, investigators say this was not considered an active shooter situation, like other incidents we've seen at Walmarts in South Haven and El Paso.
But it was an opportunity for us to put our police department in active shooter mode with all the units responding that will respond to an active shooter. So we have...
Yes, the average black person, reads at an 8th grade level. The average. But this nigga's the police chief, man. This nigga supposed to be able to read, man. Fuck.
A pretty good idea of how we can respond. We were definitely impressed with our response time to the scene being within 2 minutes.
And within the last 30 minutes, I actually got a copy of the affidavit in this case. The report says a Walmart clerk positively identified Smith yesterday, and then this morning, police took him into custody. The report says that his wife actually let officers into the home, and that Smith was found in the rear bedroom. Now, Smith will be in court tomorrow morning at...
He spent too much time on science, math, and technology. Okay, I get it, man. Oh, we got a donation, man. PayPal donation. Good old PayPal, man. Salute, man. Good old PayPal donation, man. TC. I didn't even know you was in the chat, TC, man. Salute to you, man. $3, man. Appreciate you, man. Oh, man. Memphis, man, boy, oh boy, these niggas, man. Every city you go to, god damn. Niggas, and we already tried. We done tried plenty of times to find cities where it wasn't no niggas doing shit. We done went to North Dakota, Honolulu, Seattle. We done went all these cities trying to find places where there ain't no niggas fucking up and could not find it. Could not find it, man. Everybody hit the like button for me. Alaska, they fucking up too. If it's a murder in Alaska, then they fucking up too in Alaska, man. I'm gonna do a show like that. Next show we gonna
Tonight, a Memphis family wants to know why.
Next show we gonna try to find. A
man accused of carjacking their son was let out of jail without having to pay a penny in bond.
Well, These niggas vote for Democrats. I smashed the big joint on the right, man. Big girl on the right, man. I might, I don't know. I might smash the big joint. But look, these niggas crying about prison reform. I don't feel sorry for these niggas. He said she'll smash you. Oh man. I don't feel sorry for these niggas though. These niggas crying about prison reform, crying about prosecutorial misconduct. The prison pipeline.
Tonight, a Memphis family wants to know why. A man accused of carjacking their son was let out of jail without having to pay a penny in bond money. Good evening, I'm Kanji Anthony.
And I'm Joyce Peterson in for Joe Birch tonight. WMC Action News 5's Janice Broach joins us live in studio with the details on this one. Janice.
Well, Joyce, the man accused in the carjacking had a recommended bond of $65,000, but the judge decided to let him out without paying anything. It has frightened and angered the victim and his family. 18-year-old Reginald McGowan is charged in a carjacking at the Waterview Apartments January 9th. Police records say it happened at 4:30 in the afternoon. Investigators say McGowan was planning to sell a gun to a then 17-year-old he casually knew. The victim said he gave McGowan $250 for the gun, and McGowan put the gun to his head and carjacked him. Court documents show a bond of $65,000 was recommended, but Judge Bill Anderson decided to release McGowan without a bond, something known as ROR.
I think Shelby County is going to be thrilled with the statistics that come out, not only on this new bail setting initiative.
That was Judge Anderson.
See? These niggas asked for this shit. They asked for leniency for criminals. Colin Kaepernick. All the rappers. Jay-Z. Yo Gotti. They all asking for leniency for criminals. Well, when you be lenient towards criminals, this what the fuck happened. I don't understand what niggas don't understand, man.
$65,000 was recommended, but Judge Bill Anderson decided to release McGowan without a bond, something known as ROR.
I think Shelby County is going to be thrilled with the statistics that come out, not only on this new...
On ROR. He was talking about a new initiative.
New bail setting initiative?
So, Cornelius Edwards, you said that those apartments used to be nice back in the day. What happened? What's the main factor that changed them from nice to not nice?
That was Judge Anderson back in September, explaining why he let a trio of purse snatchers who injured several victims out on ROR. He was talking about a new initiative in large cities to alleviate jail crowding and not penalize the poor. Anderson told me a formula is used to determine if the person will show back up in court for hearings. I talked with the mother of the victim in the carjacking McGowan is accused of. She and her son did not want to talk on camera because they say they are afraid of retaliation. She said they testified at the hearing thinking McGowan would be locked up. She told me her son wanted the gun for...
See? They got them niggas to testify and then let the criminal out on the streets. That's what people be afraid of, man. People be like, man, if I testify, man, can you protect me? They got them motherfuckers to testify, then let the nigga out with no bond.
I talked with the mother of the victim in the carjacking McGowan is accused of. She and her son did not want to talk on camera because they say they are afraid of retaliation. She said they testified at the hearing thinking McGowan would be locked up. She told me her son wanted the gun for protection and planned to use it responsibly. She sent me a statement. It reads in part, when did a criminal's rights become more important than those of the person victimized? My son was robbed at gunpoint and carjacked by an adult who admitted to setting up and being part of the crime.
Now, Judge Bill Anderson did not return my repeated phone calls. It's likely he could not comment directly about the case because it is an ongoing case. Joyce and Con.
I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I do not feel sorry for them niggas. I don't feel sorry for them at all. This is what you get. They going easy on criminals. The fuck? That's what you asked for. Niggas don't understand that shit. Niggas beg and march and protest and kneel, and then they get what they want, and then they get back. God dog, man. That IQ shit gotta be real, man. All that shit they say about IQ gotta be real, man. He said my 17-year-old baby was trying to
Learning more tonight about a string of interstate shootings that have given Mid-South.
He said my baby was trying to illegally buy a gun. So what, man? He still ain't had the carjacker.
Learning more tonight about a string of interstate shootings that have given Mid-South drivers high anxiety and put Memphis police on high alert. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kanji Anthony.
And I'm Joyce Peterson in for
Kanji.
Joe this evening. More than a dozen people have been hurt by gunfire in the past 13 months.
WMC News 5 investigator Jessica Jaglois joins us with an exclusive look at what type of weapons have been used and the number of arrests. Jessica.
Well, Kanji, we asked Memphis police for detailed information about the interstate shootings that have plagued our local highways for the past year. We found the vast majority of the shootings remain unsolved, including one murder. According to numbers provided by Memphis police, 51 interstate shootings happened between January 8th last year and January 29th this year. Only 7 cases have been cleared by an arrest. 14 people have been injured in interstate shootings, and one of them died. Last June, a motorcyclist was shot on I-240. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition but didn't make it. In July 2019, Memphis police launched Operation Safe Travel, which dramatically increased the number of officers on the highway. Last week, the department launched Operation Safe Travel 2. More officers are now stationed on the highway to try and prevent these shootings, or if they do happen, officers are readily available to help. In a 5-day period, Memphis police stopped nearly 350 vehicles, have issued more than 200 citations, and have arrested 3 people for misdemeanors. 2 guns have also been seized.
Okay. So the white man racist, right? They stopped during this operation because there was so many shootings on the highway. They started an operation called Operation Safe Travel 2 to combat all the shootings that happened on the highway. Now listen, these white people, they supposed to be racist, right? They made 346 stops. Out of them 346 stops, how many people do y'all think should have been arrested? 346 stops, because remember, they racist. And they always fucking with black people, and they lock black people up for no reason. 346 stops during this special operation they did. He said 345 should have been arrested. Nah. The racist white people, KKK cops, only arrested 3 people. 346 stops, and they arrested 3 people. But I guarantee you talk to any nigga down there, man, the the police, man, they racist, man. They lock us up for no reason, man. I guarantee you, I promise you, if you talk to any nigga, if you talk to 100 niggas down there, 100 of them gonna tell you that the police is racist. They lock black people up for no reason. Anytime a nigga get pulled, he get shot by the cops. If a cop pull you over, your life is in danger. Any interaction with a police officer gonna lead to you getting your ass kicked or killed. 346 stops from January 28th to February 1st. 348 stops. And you know what it takes for a stop. They got to put this siren. You did something, first of all. You did something. You did something. They pulled you over on the side of the road. He got out of his car, came up to your car, had an interaction with you. Out of 346 of those, 3 arrests. And then we got the story we just did. The nigga carjacked the dude and got out with no bail.
Both rifles and handguns have been identified as weapons used in these shootings. Now, I spoke with 3 recent victims today who were too rattled by the incidents to talk about it. But we did take a closer look at the numbers, and you can see those on our website, WMCActionNews5.com. For the investigators, I'm Jessica Jaglow.
Driving while black, that bullshit. Yeah, driving while black. These niggas are annoying, man. These niggas are annoying, man. Niggas are literally annoying. Niggas are annoying, man. God. Oh shit, they can't handle that shit. That operation they just did down there. If they can't handle that, stop and frisk. These niggas can't handle it.
Police are begging for tips tonight to solve the murders of children.
Of 3 children. Their deaths are prompting the community to get involved now as the search for answers continues. WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downey live.
Children after police say they were victims of a suspected drive-by shooting. Good evening, I'm Kanji.
Live at police headquarters with new details this evening. Kendall.
Have died as a result of gunfire. Joyce and Kanji, Memphis police are still searching for suspects. Police say their investigators are simply not getting enough tips in these cases, and so community activists are taking the matter into their own hands. Memphis, we cannot allow this.
I got 2 videos playing at the same time.
These shooting cases.
I'm trying to close this one, man. Close.
WMC Action.
Somebody know who took those babies' lives.
I'm trying to close this shit. Alright. Let's see something.
Police are begging for tips tonight to solve the murders of 3 children.
Their deaths are prompting the community to get involved now as the search for answers continues. WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downey live at police headquarters with new details this evening. Kendall.
Joyce and Kanji, Memphis police say their investigators are simply not getting enough tips in these cases, and so community activists are taking the matter into their own hands. Memphis, we cannot allow this. Somebody know who took those babies' lives, and someone needs to say something about it.
Last month, 3 children in Memphis were shot and killed within hours of each other. 10-year-old Jaden Knox died on January 19th in Orange Mound when he was shot on Josephine Street standing outside a home. Then January 20th, 16-year-old Laquan Boyd and his niece, 6-year-old Ashlyn Luckett, were killed in a drive-by shooting in Hickory Hill.
Someone knows who pulled
the needed information to bring
Look at this community. God. God. Dog, these niggas live like savages. Like they literally live like savages. This is savagery. Kids dying. Nobody never knows nothing. They always complaining about the police. These niggas always complaining about the police. The only person out here trying to find out who killed these kids is the police. These niggas live like savages, man. And this is every city though. Niggas literally live like savages. Yeah, the reporters gotta try to like be professional, and they sound more concerned than people. Yeah, oh my God, listen, this is savagery right here, man. Especially knowing that these motherfuckers are complaining about the police. All their Trump and the police. If you ask 100 niggas down there what the biggest problem is, it's either gonna be Trump or the police.
Last month, 3 children in Memphis were shot and killed within hours of each other. 10-year-old Jaden Knox died on January 19th in Orange Mound when he was shot on Josephine Street standing outside a home. Then January 20th, 16-year-old Laquan Boyd and his niece, 6-year-old Ashlyn Luckett, were killed in a drive-by shooting in Hickory Hill.
Someone knows who pulled the trigger on those children.
Multiple times this week, MPD officials have said they're low on tips to solve the cases.
It is disturbing that we have not received the needed information to bring justice to the families of 10-year-old Jada Knox, 6-year-old Ashlyn Luckett, and 16-year-old Laquan Boyd.
Stevie Moore, other community activists, elected officials, and the NAACP Memphis branch will hold a state of emergency ride Sunday. The effort will start at Moore's headquarters on South 3rd and proceed to neighborhoods where the killings took place, trying to drum up tips.
We just want a rat to make the Memphis aware that somebody's watching, somebody cares, and I'm imploring Memphis. Let's stop, y'all. Come on. It works. Police cannot solve these problems by themselves.
And the NAACP Memphis branch says that a donor actually stepped up and funded the funerals of those 3 murder victims. The lineup for that ride Sunday starts.
A donor stepped up and paid for the funerals of those kids. Give me a race on the donor.
NAACP Memphis branch says that a donor actually stepped up and funded the funerals of those 3 murder victims. The lineup for that ride Sunday starts at 2. The ride itself starts at 3. And you can leave tips to Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. You can remain anonymous. We are live downtown at Memphis Police Headquarters tonight in Kendall Downing. WMC Action.
News 5's Allie Herrera joins us with the latest. Allie.
Joe and Kanji, police say a 16-year-old boy and 6-year-old girl were inside a Hickory Hill home Monday night when the shooting happened. Tonight, we've learned the 2 victims were related. She was his niece.
Nothing is worth throwing your life away or taking a life.
That's Andre Maxwell's reaction to hearing a teen boy and his niece were killed Monday night in a suspected drive-by shooting. Maxwell's daughter goes to Collierville High, the same school where 16-year-old Laquan Boyd was a sophomore.
All of us now get an opportunity to sit in car line and wait on our kids, but it's a parent not able to do that right now.
Memphis police say Boyd's niece, 6-year-old Ashlyn Luckett, seen here in a GoFundMe page, was also killed. Luckett was a first grader at Sycamore Elementary School. Described as a sweet girl with her whole life ahead of her. The 2 were inside a home on Kirby Mills Cove when the shooting happened.
You lose 2 kids. When they find out who did what, then that person loses their life because they're going to go to jail.
This woman says her sisters go to Collierville High and knew Boyd.
They're really close. He's really funny. One sister He's in all of her classes, so he knows them really well, and so she's taking it really hard.
This just the latest shooting involving juveniles.
No emotion, no fucking kind of like concern, just deadpan, emotionless.
And New Boyd.
They're really close. He's really funny. They like one sister. He's in all of her classes, so he knows them really well, and so she's taking it really hard.
This just the latest shooting involving juveniles. So far in 2020, 3 children, 17 years old and younger, have been murdered. Over the weekend, 10-year-old Jaden Knox was killed outside an Orange Mound home. No arrests have been made in either case.
All because you're being selfish, and that's just sad. You know, it's just, there's no reason.
The women in the community can't even muster tears over dead children. Just savagery all around, man. Just savagery, man. Savagery. And listen, they can't get mad because they call themselves savages. Street niggas call themselves savages. Like, shit, that's the name. Savages, man. Some savage, nigga, I'm a savage. Nigga, I'm a savage, nigga.
And a 4th person wanted in connection to a murder in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Police said Justin Jones was found shot outside the Plantation Apartments Saturday. A 2nd person also injured in the shooting. Investigators said it stemmed from an argument inside an apartment. Willie Austin and Michael Shipp are both charged with murder. Bernicia Maxwell is charged with accessory after the fact. Police are still looking for Dedrick William.
Damn. These niggas savages, man. These niggas are savages, man. God damn. These niggas savages, man. All you want to hear about is fuck Trump. And Trump and fucking the police, man. The KKK.
68-year-old preacher convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl back in 1983 was sentenced today to 18 years in prison. Rufus Stevens Jr. was convicted in December of aggravated rape. That's a Class X felony with no statute of limitations. The DA used telephone conversations Stevens' victim recorded where he admitted to the rape. According to trial testimony, Stevens assaulted the child several times in his car right in Overton Park.
Preacher. The preacher. That's the preacher, man. Give me another city, man. That's the preacher. The women don't got no emotion. The Negroes are out of fucking control. Just overly emotional. The women don't have no emotion. The men got too much emotion. And the preacher fucking the kids. Oh, shit. It's at Boise. Yeah, let's see. And it's all Trump's fault. And all this shit is because of Trump. And all this shit is because of Trump. I already did that video. I did that video on Booby. You talking about 4400. I did that video, booby. Unless another one gotten killed. Unless another one has gotten killed since then. But I did that. Another one? Oh my God. I gotta do that on the other channel though, booby. I'm gonna do that video. I'm email me the link, booby. I'm gonna do that on the other channel. On Living Room Gangster. That's where I try to do my entertainment stuff on. This channel is called K-Boy. K-Boy. They racist. K-Boy. What you mean, K-Boy? Ain't no boy. The nightly news with Arc Nation. News you can choose. Dateline.
Well, new tonight, people living at
Boise.
Reidenbaugh Place are fighting a new luxury development.
The resident.
Well, new tonight, people living at Reidenbaugh Place are fighting a new luxury development that they say would put them out onto the streets. CBS 2's Erica Lee is live at the apartment complex where she's been talking to residents.
Smash your pass, man.
Today I spoke with residents of this apartment complex near Boise State University, and they tell me they're fighting just to stay in their homes. The 36 tenants currently in Reidenbaugh Place's affordable housing complex are urging the city to save their homes. This was after they discovered a large-scale student-oriented housing group would be building luxury apartments where they currently live. Because this is important to us. Where are we going to go?
All my white people in the chat, hit one if you tired of niggas acting like white people just got it easy. Like being white is just a walk in the park. Like if you white, you ain't got no problems, everything's easy, the ball always bounces your way, you catch all the breaks.
Tenants currently in Reidenbaugh Place's affordable housing complex are urging the city to save their homes. This was after they discovered a large-scale student-oriented housing group would be building luxury apartments where they currently live. Because this is important to us. Where are we going to go? I mean, it's true. There's a lot of units here, and only probably one family will probably get into a home. And they always talk about the homeless in Ada County. They're just going to add to that list. This is coming at a time of a nationwide housing affordability crisis. Idaho currently holds the record for the highest rent increase in the entire country in the year of 2019.
I hope people will start waking up and seeing what is happening to this city, what is happening to people who are now in a gap of between low income and $56,000 a year. You know, if you only make $30,000, $40,000 a year, there's nothing for you. There's nowhere for you to go.
Most of the residents in the 25-unit courtyard apartment complex are disabled veterans, low income, or on Social Security, and don't know what is going to be next for them. The residents and their allies will show up at Boise City Hall on February 10th to protest this housing project. And if you are an ally, you are welcome to show up. It'll start at 6 p.m. Reporting live in Boise, Erica Lee, CBS 2 News.
White people got it easy, man. Listen, I want to see who's doing the violent crime here, though. I want to see who's doing the violent crime here. Who's responsible for the fucking violence? Damn, white people got it easy, man. White people got it easy, man. They don't have to deal with none of this shit that niggas got to deal with.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? But can complaining about an issue really help create change? Well, not always. But in this case, the answer is yes. For years, people across Boise have been complaining about discolored water in their homes. Well, now, Suez Water is fast-tracking a series of projects to help fix that problem. They hope to do 2 years of work in just 15 months. Why? Joe Paris says it's because you're all really squeaky wheels.
All right, first things first. Your discolored water on the Boise bench.
What would happen if this was in a city that just had a moderate black population? What would be the storyline if this happened in a city with some niggas there? And I'm not talking about like a chocolate city, just a city that had, some niggas there. What would be the storyline? That would be the storyline. If black people, they color them, they got our water like this because it's black people.
It's safe.
We know the water's safe, but we need to deal with the aesthetics. It's not an unfixable problem, it's just a complex problem. And we'll get there.
Discolored water is not something you...
Do you think that white woman would be able to tell some niggas that shit? Listen to what this white woman told these crackers. These crackers got piss-colored water coming out their pipes. Listen to what this white woman told them. Listen to what this white woman told these crackers.
You out here grinding, man.
Can you hear me?
No.
Okay, all right. Take it easy, man.
Safe.
We know the water's safe, but we need to deal with the aesthetics. It's not an unfixable problem, it's just a complex problem. And we'll get there.
Discolored water is not something you want to see coming out of the faucet, but this isn't a...
She told them crackers, we'll get there. Could you imagine if she told some niggas, we'll get there? It's a complex problem. We'll get there. See, you can talk to white people like that. You can't talk to niggas like that. Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump, all of them will be out there the next day.
Boise bench, it's safe.
We know the water's safe, but we need to deal with the aesthetics. It's not an unfixable problem, it's just a complex problem. And we'll get there.
Discolored water is not something you want to see coming out of the faucet, but this isn't a new problem. People on the Boise bench have been posting pictures like these for years. So here's what Suez Water wants to tell you.
That we heard you, and that we agree. We need to make some changes in the bench, and we are moving this forward as quickly as we can.
Jane Kreller with Suez says that the utility company is putting their money where their mouth is. They've launched $1.8 million worth of new projects,
including a new filtration system, water main replacements, and seasonal system flushing. And those projects are specifically tailored to where a lot of the issues have been reported, the Boise Bench.
Over the last year, we've asked customers to call us whenever they have a discolored water complaint, and we map every single one of those complaints.
Jay tells me that those maps pointed to the bench and helped them find factors that cause the issues. So Jane, what is the problem here?
They have aging metallic mains. They have a relatively closed system. We know that the water chemistry reacts with the water chemistry of other sources that can cause oxidation. We know that there's minerals in the wells naturally occurring.
Suez adds that they are also working on getting better.
White people nice, man. White people been complaining about this shit for years. And she talking about something. It's cause of this, it's cause of that, it's cause of this. Oh man, white people nice, man.
On another front, that's telling you what's going on.
But we didn't always tell people what we were doing. So we're trying to open it up a little bit so people know, here's where we're flushing, here's what we're doing, here's why you have discolored water.
Ground zero for the discolored water complaints is, of course, a lot of it right here in the call center in Boise. But another popular place where people were complaining about the color of their water, Facebook. And a very popular spot, the Boise Bench Dwellers Facebook group. And guess who you'll find there addressing all your water complaints? It's Jane!
What?
Yeah, she talking about chemistry and shit. Nigga wouldn't even understand what? Nigga just like, huh? She's talking about chemistry. You can only do that with white people though. I told about oxidation and shit. Oxidation? Bitch, this is caused by racism, not oxidation. This is caused by systematic oppression, the legacy of slavery, not oxidation.
Oh, that's me. I'm on Facebook. I'm a member of the Boise Bench Dwellers, and I try to keep them updated on what we're doing.
So Jane, let me get this straight. Did complaining really help?
I guess it did, and I think we really want the solution too. That criticism is going to make the water better. They've helped us solve the problem.
All right, last things last. Jane, is the discolored water safe?
The water...
Could you imagine if she laughed? Could you imagine if she laughed talking to some niggas?
The Boise Bench Dwellers, and I try to keep them updated on what we're doing.
So Jane, let me get this straight. Did complaining really help?
I guess it did, and I think we really want the solution too. That criticism is going to make the water better. They've helped us solve the problem.
All right, last things last. Jane, is the discolored water safe?
The water is safe.
So with almost $2 million worth of projects coming up, people are already asking us, will their water bills immediately go up? The answer is no. They're not going to go up because water prices are regulated and adjusted. But this big project, again, it won't play into a factor in your bill. Brian, these projects are not the perfect solution, but Jane was telling me that they're working hard on it, and it could take a few years to really clear up the entire problem, but they care. And she says they care because the people at Suez, they live here and they drink that water too.
Okay, so they do their own testing though throughout the year, right? And so you're telling me that without these complaints, if they test the water and came back the yellow or the brown color, they'd be like, well, as long as it's safe, it's fine. We're not going to mess with it?
Well, the issue here was never about the water quality. Jane told me earlier that it's never been an issue of not having water that you can bathe in or drink. It has been the discoloration. It's been the aesthetic of it. And people, as we know, they're very picky about how things look, as they should be. Sure. That's really why they had to fix the problem.
Oh my God. They've been telling them crackers, man, look, the water's safe, man, fuck off. Had they told some niggas that shit, boy, it'd have been racism, cries of racism. They don't like us because we black. What did we ever do? Why do y'all hate us so much? Why do y'all hate us so much? Give me another city, man. One more city. Let's do one more city, man. There was no violent crimes in that place, man. No. How many of y'all noticed there were no violent crimes? There were no killings. There were no robberies. There was some drugs. I ain't click on that because, drugs. Motherfuckers selling drugs. I wanted to see if there was some violent crimes, or there were going to be some robberies, some shootings. There was none of that. There was none of that. There was none of that. None. None of that. There was no crime, no violent crime.
Continue. Just into our Live 5 newsroom in the last 2 hours, Walterboro police say a woman was shot in the back of the head when a gun fell out of a man's pocket at a pizza restaurant. It happened just before 12:30 this afternoon at Demetrio's House of Pizza. Police say when one customer was checking out, a gun fell out of his pocket and went off. The woman was hit in the back and the back of her head. She's at the hospital. Police say the customer with that weapon, Stephen Harrison, is now charged with unlawful carry of a gun.
Okay. Damn. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Gabriel Trujillo. That nigga look like Maradona, like shit. He found out Maradona done killed somebody. Diego Maradona killed somebody. Man charged with attempted murder after attempting to choke son's girlfriend. Damn. Let me see if I can find the videos, man. Some videos. All right, man.
Tonight, we have a lot of new information on the murder of a 16-year-old Somerville High School student. 8 people are now behind bars in connection with a gun deal. Dorchester County investigators say that incident later led to the shooting death of Jakari Perry. Now, 4 people are charged with Perry's murder: DeMonte Copeland Remus, Deontay Shelton, and 2 unnamed minors. Deputies say Perry was shot and killed in the Flowertown Village neighborhood. He had just left left track practice at Somerville High School. He was found inside a home on Garden Lane. Deputies say the 4 murder suspects were part of a gun deal earlier in the evening at the gates of Somerville apartment complex. Dorchester County deputies have charged 4 others with attempted murder in connection to that gun deal.
8 niggas going to the slammer. God, dog. Listen, society is not working out, man. I think it might be time to send niggas back to Africa, man. And I'm not talking about the city. Send them back to the village, man. Send niggas back to the villages, man, in Africa, man. Cause we can't function in civilized society, man. We cannot function. 8 niggas coming from 8 different homes.
Deputies say a shootout happened at the gun deal, but no one was injured. The suspects charged with attempted murder are Demetrius Anderson, Dante Baylock, Jordan Melton, and an unnamed minor. Police reporter Harv Jacobs went to Baylock's bond hearing this afternoon. Harv?
Baylock's hearing, his attorney told the judge Baylock and Jakari Perry were best friends. The attorney said Baylock turned 18 in November and that he's never been arrested before. You see him there during that bond hearing. A sheriff's investigator told the judge they agreed on a lower bond for Baylock. However, the judge denied bond for him. Baylock's mom cried after the ruling was made. While the suspects sit in jail, Jakari Perry's funeral will be held tomorrow. And back to you.
Shit. God, dog. Savagery, man. This shit is straight savagery, man. Salute Birds Nation, man.
And participating by this.
Salute Birds Nation. Salute, man.
Become the first city. It's about to become the first city in South Carolina to implement the Safe Place program, and businesses in downtown Charleston have already began participating.
That dude in the background yelling "smash." Yeah, the dude, he like smash.
Displaying a sticker.
Why do gay people need a safe place? Gay people need a safe place? Listen, look. Hey, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something happened. I don't know what the fuck happened. This phone be acting up sometime, man. He said they got a safe place called San Francisco. Yo, San Francisco. It's called everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see gay people. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I see gay people. They got a safe place. It's called everywhere. Every show I turn on,
Police Department has launched a Safe Place program, which was created to protect the LGBTQ community in Charleston. Charleston police say there has been an uptick in hate crimes, and they want help stand up to that hate. Participating businesses will display the Safe Place logo in their windows to give LGBTQ victims who experience crime, discrimination, or harassment to a safe place to call 911. Already 65 businesses in the city of Charleston have been trained on the responsibilities under that program.
oh my God. Man, I know somebody used to work at a hotel, man. And they told me, man, that smell is when you gotta go clean them rooms after a gay couple stays in there, that smell is redunculous. They say that smell is off the chain. They say that smell is off the chain. Burn the whole place down. Right, man, just like burn that shit. Fuck burning some sage, just burn the fucking room. God, dog, man. Well, this nigga went to the library, man. Who said niggas don't go to the library? I'm tired of y'all niggas saying that black people don't go to libraries. Tired of y'all niggas saying that shit. We do go to libraries to forcibly kiss female students outside. But so what? Still went to the library, motherfucker. Shit. Fuck. Profiling us. This inmate, she was this woman, yes, woman, Shadaisha. What does that say? What is that name? Javondria Shidasha? Javondria Shidasha McCloud. Javondria Shidasha McCloud. What do you mean are you blocked? What do you mean you blocked? You ain't blocked. Somebody blocked you? Somebody, are you a mod? You can't be blocked. Mods can't be blocked. You a mod, you can't be blocked. Javondria Shadaisha. The Charleston police transport officer stopped to check on her upon arriving at jail, which is when officials say McCloud attacked the officer. Authorities said McCloud, who was placed in the van in handcuffs, used her restraints to strike the male officer. and was able to escape after. Yo, it was a male officer. Wait a second. She used her restraints to strike the male officer and was able to escape after a brief struggle. No other inmates were in the van at the time. Authorities searched for McLeod for several hours Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. She was located Friday and arrested with the assistance of SLED in Sumter County Sheriff's Office. McLeod will be in bond court on Saturday morning to face the magistrate on charges of shoplifting, unlawful escape, and assault on a police officer while resisting arrest. So she was initially arrested for shoplifting. She tried to escape from jail on a shoplifting charge. Niggas just are not smart. Niggas ain't smart, man. Right? She was gonna get like fucking probation or community. They were gonna throw that shit out. In DC, they would have threw that shit out. They'd have just threw that shit out. We ain't got time for this stupid shit. Now she's escaped jail. Damn, Javondria Shidesha. God damn it. Damn, Javondria Shidesha.